Up over Washington, D.C., where Republican Senator Joni Ernst of Iowa has formally announced she will not be seeking re-election next year. Ernst has held the seat since 2014 and won her last election by more than 6 points. She said in a video posted to social media that she wanted to step away to spend more time with her family. Her retirement announcement opens up a seat in a key state that could potentially lead to a competitive race as both parties battle for control of the Senate. Meanwhile, thousands of people packed an arena in Portland, Maine on Monday for Senator Bernie Sanders and his nationwide Fighting Oligarchy tour. Sanders publicly endorsed U.S. Senate candidate Graham Plattner, who is running for the Democratic nomination to challenge Republican Senator of Maine Susan Collins. Plattner, a Marine veteran and oyster farmer, just launched his campaign 2 weeks ago. Take a look.
Symbolic opposition does not reopen hospitals. Weak condemnations do not bring back Roe v. Wade. Selling out the same working class voters who've delivered mandate for change after mandate for change is not forgivable. A performative politics that enables the destruction of our way of life is disqualifying for the role of United States Senator.
Senator Susan Collins seemingly getting a pretty big challenge there. And David Drucker, Joni Ernst retiring. What more do we know about that? She came in real hot, going to make him squeal. Remember that commercial?
Yeah.
And was seen as sort of a star in the Republican Party.
She really was, and you know it'll be interesting to find out if there's something deeper here. There was a point early in the president's transition where she had some issues with Pete Hegseth, eventually backed down.
What happened with that? Do we know any backstory reporting about just what her vote ultimately and how she got there?
I don't know that there's anything more to know other than she had concerns. The newly reelected president had issues with her and wanted that vote. His supporters came down hard on her, and she acquiesced, not unlike Senator Cassidy with the RFK vote, RFK Jr. vote. You know, I think the question is that can Democrats make this seat competitive now that it is open? I think it's going to be tough because of where Iowa is politically in the Trump era. A very red state. In 2020, Joni Ernst managed to win rather easily, and so did Donald Trump, even though it looked initially like Iowa was once again competitive. But I think this is a case, too, where you have a Reagan-era Republican who has decided that you just have to do too much bobbing and weaving at a time when the party is controlled by populist forces, and it may not be worth the effort.
Yeah, you know, Jonathan, there was reporting on the Hill after the Hegseth vote that Joni Ernst was complaining to others that she and her family were threatened.
That's what I was getting to.
Yeah, that she and her family were threatened, and she changed her vote. I'm not saying that's why she changed her vote, but that was part of the mix. Something that deeply disturbed her.
Yeah, I think that was part of why she changed her vote and part of why she doesn't want to run again. That was I'm told by people on the Hill, that was a pretty harrowing experience for her. She's concerned what other things could be dug up, what other harassment she and her family may face. And also, it would be, she'd certainly be the favorite this time around. But, she's also had a few major significant faux pas about the big, beautiful bill.
And we're all going to die.
Yeah, so this would be a harder,
on the campaign.
Right, this would be a harder slog this time around. As well. And we should also note back to Maine, this is certainly not a done deal, but there are rumors that Governor Mills, may also jump into that race. So that could be a highly competitive seat.
Yeah, Susan Collins is one of the few people back in 2020. She won the state by 9, and Joe Biden won the state by 9. That doesn't happen anymore. And things have certainly changed a great deal over the past 6 years. So I think this is what usually happens when you're moving toward a wave election, Mike. I'm not going to say this is a wave election, but as you move towards 1980s or 1994s, one of the reasons why I won probably was because the guy who had been there for 16 years before me, he saw what was coming in 1994 and said, I don't want any part of that. We, of course, saw that in 2008. I wonder if we may see that again in 2026, where there's just some Republicans who say, I'm just not going to go through this, and just to get swept away in a way.
I think you're right in pointing that out. And why are so many people walking away, both Republicans and Democrats, walking away from running for re-election? I would submit that the intensity of national politics in this country has changed dramatically and drastically over the last 8 or 9 years. I have no way of referencing an earlier period of time when the intensity is such as it is now, but it is now. People either don't want to run or don't want to run for re-election.
All right, senior writer for The Dispatch, David Drucker, thank you very much. His latest piece for The Dispatch on how Democrats are confronting divisions over cultural issues is available to read online right now.